Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my channel, my friends. As I mentioned in my last vlog, I'll be talking about Lahore smog, and the idea came up while my discussion with my friend Abid Latif. So today I'm going to talk about Lahore smog crisis analysis and solution. Now, just many of you must be knowing, but for those who may not be too much familiar, smog is like a pollution plus fog. In Lahore, it is caused by mostly different factors, such as factories burning dirty fuels, vehicle using old engines, farmers setting fire to waste, and mix that with the cold winter air and you get the choking yellow haze we all breathe. This is called smog, and I've tried to put on the slide in front the difference between the two. In the smog it is bit yellowish compared to the fog, which is bit murky white. So, what is smog? A little bit more about it is a deadly cocktail of smog pollution that hangs over Lahore for nearly a third of the year. Yes, approximately 4 months. It's a public health uh, catastrophe. Every year, over 30,000 people die from air pollution. That's 80 funerals every day. So, one of the reason why I was prompted to look into this and share with you so that we can do something about it. So, where does it come from? Why hasn't anyone stopped it? And most importantly, what can we do about it? So, let's break it down in today's session or journey. So, Lahore smoke war. Who's killing us? So, as I mentioned, 30,000 plus deaths are yearly linked to smoke. Approximately 410 billion rupees annually losses. Five major culprits are behind this crisis. Global solution that Lahore ignores. We are going to talk about that and your role in forcing changes. Is it? So you can see the orange train in the clear weather and the one below. If you can see, this is the train, but in the smoke condition. This is another area where you can see how does it feel like or look like when you are caught up in smoke. So, what happens every winter is that Lahore is kind of turned into a gas chamber. Yes, that's why so many deaths are taking place. I know I'm taking a big word, but that's the situation at the moment it is, so that we could take things seriously. This isn't just seasonal fog, it's a deadly crisis claiming 30,000 annually, and economic toll, as I mentioned, is over 410 billion each year. But the thing that hurts is that it's not nature, it's five human driven sources fuel that this pollution. Solution exists globally. Lahore hasn't just acted yet. Let's break it down. The sources, according to the State of Global Air by Health Effect Institutes, reported 26,500 deaths in Lahore uh, due to PM 2.5 related diseases such as stroke, lungs cancer, and COPD. This University of Chicago Air Quality Life Index 2023 estimated that expectancy in Lahore is reduced by 7 years due to this seasonal air pollution each year that Lahoreis have to face. And using mortality modeling that aligns with the 30,000 death figure when factoring in under reporting. So, moving on to the next smoke seasons, Lahore's 125-day siege. During October 28, 2023, March 2 to 2024, 125 days, peak PM 2.5 was 487 microgram per cubic meter. So you can imagine the acceptable limit is 5 by World Health Organization, and Lahore at its peak touched 487. 68 out of these 125 days exceeds SWER level, that is 300 plus microgram per cubic meter. Um, Crop burning peak seasons is between October 25 to November 20, and we'll talk about it later. Um, so, this 4 month public health emergency, the air is approximately at the highest level 97 times worse than the WHO safe limit. Yes, 97 times. On November 14, 2023, Lahore's PM 2.5 hit 487. That's nearly 100 times. Imagine breathing poison every minute for the 4 months straight. That's the real alarming thing for the Lahoris. That's why another estimate was suggesting that it's a loss of, on average, 7 years in human life. Um, this 5 mg WHO adopted is revised from earlier 10 microgram per cubic meter, and it was revised in 2021 due to growing evidence that harm is even at the low level. So you can imagine that the concern in the WHO is that 10 mg is high, so let the acceptable level be 5 micrograms, and we are here about touching the borders of 500. So, what we should be doing about it? Um, Human toll, a silent massacre, 30,000 deaths per year in Lahore, 12,000 plus COPD deaths. Punjab Health Department is confirming 40% of Lahore's children have asthma. Children Hospital, 1.8 million workdays lost per year. Life expectancy is cut by 7 years. And 45 billion is spent or wasted on medical costs due to this pollution, which could be controlled. Smog isn't just an environmental issue that some of us who are living abroad may see. It's a public health emergency. The crisis is faced by people such as those school teachers and rickshaw drivers and street vendors who have to face, and the motorcyclists and other vehicle owners caught up in the traffic jam. So these are the ones who suffer the most. So we should, if we have any concern, we should have concern from their perspective. You can see the hospitals and the street condition during these moments when everyone is inhaling these poisons due to activities which could have been avoided. The daily cost of doing nothing so far, we have done, but not good enough to ease the situation. So each smoke day cost more than 100 electric buses. That's another way to look at it. And that means how many buses we could easily add that will reduce the pollution because of no emission from the electric buses. Instead of spending on solution, we are bleeding money and lives through inaction. How every single smog day, Lahore loses approximately 1.8 billion rupees. That's not a poetic exaggeration, it's real money. Nearly ₹500 million are spent daily on treating diseases directly caused by air pollution. Asthma inhalers, oxygen cylinders, ICU stays. Another park rupees 1.3 billion is lost to absentee workers, closed schools, and paralyzed commerce. Um, Let's me move on instead of explaining these slides, which are self-explanatory, that how these billions are being lost each day of the smog that captures Lahore. So, what could Park rupees 225 billion, that's the total accumulated loss, have brought instead? So, if we had invested on electric rickshaws per unit, 1.5 million we could have purchased, 150,000. Cost approximately 1.5 million, purchasing 150,000 clean rickshaws. Um, Happy Cedar machines, 2.5 million, 90,000 we could have bought, resulting in no burn units. We could have built a 1 kilometer metro track costing approximately 1.8 billion. Um, and per kilometer. So in that case, we would have built approximately 125 kilometer of mass transit. ICU beds costing 2.2 million. With ventilators, 100,000 hospitals could have been upgraded. And same is the case with school air purification, 500,000 is the estimated cost. 450,000 classrooms could have been protected. So instead of, in other words, shortly choking in toxic air for 125 days, Lahore could have revolutionized itself, having 125 kilometer of clean metro track, having 150,000 electric rickshaws. This is just pollution, uh, not merely carelessness. It's kind of policy paralysis that we are willing to spend each day, every season of the smog, um, but not concerned about moving towards the policies which could have which could eliminate this issue and bring a bit of health to the city of Lahore environment. So, who are the major culprits in Lahore's PM 2.5 contributors? Crop burning. PM2 level is approximately 30 to 35%. I won't consider them as the real culprit, because back in the early 90s, I conducted a study back in at LUMS, and I realized that one of the major reason is that the crops storage system is pretty inadequate, and it seems to be still the case. There is no storage facilities available where these could be transformed into fodder or something. So not only the crop is lost, is the crop's hay that is also lost, which could have been utilized. Vehicle emission is 25 to 30%, industry emission 20 to 25% of the PM 2.5 contributor. Construction dust is about 10 to 12%, and waste burning and others about 5 to 8. And the evidences are in front of you. You can see studies from NASA Farms, Punjab Agricultural Department, LUMS, EPA, LDA violation reports. Everyone is aware of it. And just we need is a little bit more push towards having a better policies. Um, Transportation, industrial activities, residential fuel combustion, and crop burning. These are the major contributors. As we can see, specifically motor vehicles emissions are significant source of PM2.5, PM10, nitrogen dioxide, and carbon monoxide. Industrial processes and power plants release particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide. Residential heating, especially with solid fuels, also contribute to particulate matters and nitrogen dioxide levels. All these collectively, when taken along with the natural dust, becomes the air pollution. So that we were looking at the PM2. Now let's move on towards each culprit one by one. So crop burning. 9 million tons of rice stubble burned annually. Punjab Agricultural Department. Crop burning causes 30 to 35% of Lahore's PM 2.5 in peak season. Farmer forced to burn, lack of equipment, short harvest to sowing window. Park rupees 120 billion in agricultural and health losses linked to smoke. That's the World Bank report. India's Happy Cedar program cut fires by 40%, whereas in Punjab, 5% are given. But even that, I have been informed, is siphoned off um, by the middle people mostly. Um, and the one reason why the Happy Cedar has not been um, implemented thus far is because of the lobby of the existing tractor owners, which are outdated and they don't want to lose their market share. Solution: end crop burning, subsidize Happy Cedar. Um, Bioenzyme sprays convert stubble to compost. That is an excellent idea. That is being done. Waste to energy plants, California model. Crop diversification. That is done very effectively in Vietnam lentil program. Blockchain land fines. So let's see what is happening. We just solutions are there. They are working globally. We just need the will and the funding. Crop fires can end in one season, and if action is taken, we try but try unsuccessfully. Punjab implementation is weak. Worse, subsidies get hijacked by middlemen, and outdated tractors are still sold with government support. Crop diversification, I was talking about in Vietnam, involves shifting from high residue to and high emission crops like rice to alternatives that produces less waste and require less water, such as lentils, maize, or sunflower. Adopting similar strategies through tax break, crop insurance, and minimum price guarantees could reduce rice stubble and eliminate the need to burn. Blockchain, I was talking about Brazil. Land fines. This system uses satellite imagery to detect illegal agricultural fires, link them to digitally registered land parcels, and automatically issues fine stored on the blockchain ledger to prevent tampering or corruption. Are we ready to adopt them? Now, people will say, and I asked myself this question as well, that if Delhi is doing so well by introducing Happy Cedar, reducing by 40% their emission because of the crop burning, why it still ranked the number one polluted city in the world? So, what happened? So, despite partial success in overall reducing pollution by focusing on the crop burning, they ignored the vehicle industrial growth. The geography traps smog like Lahore, similar situation, and corruption left unchallenged. In other words, where the fines should have been imposed are not imposed, and the system went on as it is. So, lesson is half measures fail unless you implement it in completion, things will not work. So, what Lahore can do better? It can ban crop burning, subsidize Happy Cedars, maybe whoever are the truck tractor manufacturers or sellers, maybe they can be taken into consideration, their applications to be part of this promotion, and things may work out as a win-win situation. Install SIMs in top 100 factories, that kind of what China did. And as a result, we saw immediately the pollution getting detected, reported to the main headquarters, and actions taken. So industries themselves started taking action to reduce dirty fuel burning processes. Electric buses plus metro extension, whistleblowers, drones, public pressure via protest and vote. Yes, if we promote the our representative, the public, or the politicians, or for that matter, even if we use the media, those who are environmental conscious, nothing better. That will help bring in the revolution that Lahore needs. So, culprit number two, industries, dirty industries, and cost effective global models side by side have been providing information. Factories burn tires, coal, and waste to cut costs. 70% of Lahore steel and brick kilns are skipped by EPA checks. That's a Dawn report. Uh, Corruption. Park rupees 90 billion years are spent in health plus productivity losses from industrial emission. China fined 8,000 factories in 2023, whereas in Lahore, only 12. And I have been informed these 12 were also just FIR were written, but actions were not taken. So just imagine, in a neighboring country in China, 8,000 factories are fined, and they take appropriate actions to reduce the emissions, whereas Lahore says, well done, keep going. Top 10 polluting factors name in EPA. I'll talk about them shortly. So CEMS China model, emission monitors, those are placed at the emitting chimneys of the industries. Dirty fuels act like how the Turkey did. They enforced jail terms on those who were doing so. Circular economy zones, that's an excellent idea, adopted by Netherlands. What they do is that the industries in the similar region, they kind of unify their source of like water consumption or heat utilization for energy and other. So this collectivity brings some gross or macro gains to all the industries, and they work together, ensuring the reduction in pollution. Whistleblower drones for smokestack violators, uh, yes, is another way. um, in industrial, um, Lahore industrial zone, we can note tires, coals are burned in secret. Why? Because dirty fuel are cheap and EPA inspectors are paid to look away. That's the Dawn's investigation. It found out that 7 out of 10 factories on average skipped environmental checks. And as a result, 90 billions annual damages to in form of cancer, lost work hours, and ruined lungs. Um, China model I have explained. SIMs are electronic devices installed on factory chimneys that track pollutants in real time, like PM 2.5, nitrogen oxide, or sulfur. That data is sent live to government servers. Punjab adaptation, they can also install SIMs on Lahore's top 50 polluting factories, linked to public dashboards and automate penalties. But We need a will to do so, both from the implementers or governing sector. And if it is adopted from the side of the factories, um, I think there wouldn't be any need of the government taking any action. So it's both the sides that need to work upon it. Ban dirty fuel. This involves banning the use of ultra polluting fuels like coal, rubber, and all tires in industries with strict enforcement, including jails. In 2018, Turkey launched a nationwide industrial fuel audit, banned illegal coal burning, and prosecuted violators. Within 5 years, PM2 emissions from industry dropped by 50%. Can we launch the same? Surprise inspections, criminal, criminalize tire and coal burning, and reward whistleblowers. Circular economy zone, the Netherlands, it created circular economy zones where steel, cement, and plastic industries share heat, water, and material. This cut steel emission by 70%. Punjab can adopt the same, can pilot one zone in Qaid Azam industrial estate, encourage factories to share energy systems, and reuse byproducts instead of polluting or dumping them. Sorry. This must change. Globally, polluting industries face steep penalties and strict monitoring. In Lahore, they are getting exemptions. So, major pollution contributing sectors in Lahore. So, the top five sources of air pollution in Lahore, as per 2023 report, is transportation, 83%. I'll come back to it little. Some questions must be rising in the mind. I earlier mentioned transportation was about 25%. How come it has jumped to 83%? The 25% was referred to, okay, let me explain, PM2. But transportation, if other, apart from PM2, other contributors like catalyst or carbon and all, when taken collectively, transportation is the biggest source of air pollution. I'll delve into it, dive into it a little later. Major contributor includes true stroke motorbikes, scooters, and auto rickshaws. Industry is a 9%. Emission primarily from inefficient fuel consumption in industrial processes. Agricultural crop residue burning 3.9%. Open burning of crop residues contributes significantly to particulate matter in the air. Um, Other wastes burning um, is 3.6%, whereas commercial and domestic sector is 0.25%. The sectoral emission inventory of Lahore reports published in May 2023 by Urban Unit of Planning and Development Department of Punjab that transportation accounts for approximately 83% of overall air pollution emission. This is a high percentage, primarily attributed to significant number of registered vehicle in Lahore, including two-stroke motorbikes, scooters, and auto rickshaws. Let me pause on this number. 83% of Lahore air pollution is said to come from the transport sector. That's massive, but we should also view it with a critical lens. This figure is coming from 2023 Urban Unit Report. While it highlights the dominance of vehicular emissions, especially from two stroke bikes, rickshaws, and outdated trucks, it also based on vehicle registration data, not necessarily vehicles activity. What that means is many of these vehicles might be registered in Lahore, but actually operate elsewhere in Punjab. So the actual emission generated within Lahore may be slightly lower. Still, the big picture holds true. Our streets are clogged with inefficient, outdated vehicles that burn low quality fuel, and they are doing enormous damage to the city's air and public health. So, whether it is 83% or 73% actual in reality, maybe, or little lower, the signal is clear. Cleaning up transport is not optional, it's absolutely urgent. Culprit number three, vehicle emission. 25 to 30% in PM2. Two stroke rickshaws, 40% of total vehicles. Amazing. Diesel trucks use banned engines. 50 million liters of fuel wasted via idling. Public transport upgrades frozen since 2015. So it's the public sector's transport vehicles which are older and are also contributing a lot towards the emission and polluting the environment. And another is major contributor is elite convoys worsen congestion. So if there is an international team coming to Lahore, or if it is a politicians, people going from one place to another, we see traffic cordoned off, which make if not for half an hour, maybe even for an hour or more, traffic jams. And that is extremely bad for the pollution, air environment. That's something which our elites need to understand. So, let me explain a little bit more about why I am switching between 83% and 25 to 30%. Bit of more clarity is that let me unpack it, as I feel some of the viewers may be getting a little confused as well. That 83%, this figure 83%, when I in the previous slide mentioned, it includes all pollutants, PM 2.5. So particulate matters which had diameter of 2.5 or less, that is equivalent to one third of the width of the human hair. To also PM 10, ground level ozone, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and lead. And all collectively taken is 83%. Out of all of these contributors, if you took only PM 2.5, then the contribution of vehicle emission is 25 to 30%. But if you collectively take all of these PM 2.5, PM 10, ground level ozone, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and lead, all collectively, when taken, the total contribution of the transport sector in the air pollution rise to 83%. As per the registered data, let me stress on it once again, that this most likely will be little less because all registered Lahore vehicles do not necessarily operate within Lahore. So let's having clarify it. Um, Let me tell you from the PM2 perspective that we have mentioned vehicles contributing 25 to 30%. So why not to look into other uh, contributors? So according to IQ Air UNEP and urban unit modeling sources, PM 2.5 contribution as far as industrial emission is concerned is approximately 35%. Crop residue burning is 25%. Vehicle emission is 20 to 25%. Dust, construction, roads, 10 to 15%, and waste burning 5 to 7%. I hope things are getting clear. Um, solution. What is the solution for the transport to reduce this staggering 83% or PM2 about 25 to 30%? So, electric rickshaws versus smoke belching rickshaws. If we ban two-stroke rickshaws, Karachi has started doing it, and bring it the same strategy in Lahore, that will help enforce Euro 5 standards and electric bus metro expansions, AI traffic lights, Dubai model, tax elite convoy to fund mass transit. Things will start happening change. Now, I it is an interesting debate that elite may say that their vehicles are like SUVs, are more modern, they are hybrid, they are maybe even electric. So they hardly contribute, or if not to almost negligible, contribute towards air pollution. Why should they be taxed? So that includes government officials or international teams traveling. So let me clear it that yes, your vehicles are less contributing, no two opinions regarding that. But due to your convoys, when the traffic is forced to stop, halt, so that you people can pass through or go through, the vehicles, those who have been stopped, they are not electric vehicles. So you are forcing them to contribute to emit extra emissions into the air, which is damaging the public and the environment. So there should be some rules, and if the rules are violated, yes, they must contribute towards it, and some awareness will be brought into the public that yes, they are also looking into it. And this is not something that is I am suggesting from myself. It is also being practiced. Like for instance, congestion tax for VIPs charge large idle convoys in city centers. That's even in London happening. So London's congestion charge is there. Diesel luxury vehicle tax, high road tax on diesel SUVs beyond a certain engine size. Paris is implementing it, so we can do so. Protocol carbon audit, like track and text protocol fleets, fuel consumption. Jakarta's government fleet audit is, they also contribute towards it. Global solution, vehicle emission control, driving clean, global fixes for vehicle pollution. The countries, the policy innovations, results achieved, and how Lahore can adapt them. In Norway, there are tax free electric cars, toll are waived. So, that is a Norway approach, which has resulted in 80% of new sales of electric vehicles. Zero duty on e rickshaw, that's what we can do, and make it a toll free zone for them. In London, congestion prices in urban zones, PM 2.5, fell by 25% in 5 years. So probably we can do the same. That will, in other words, charge elite convoys in Lahore's red zone area. In Delhi, we see old, even car days diesel trucks ban. 15 to 20% traffic emission dropped. We can enforce off-peak bans for old diesel vehicles, and we just saw in that the whole public transport hasn't bought any new vehicles since 2015. That's up to 2023, I think, data. So if that means they are more than 8 years old, almost 10 years. So that must be they must be contributing a lot. So that's something we need to look into. In Singapore, vehicle quota system, controlled vehicle growth, better air permits cap on new two strokes. If we can put in Lahore, that can also reduce the air pollution. Dubai, UAE, artificial intelligence based traffic light control, congestion cut by 30 to 40% in pilot zones. Install, if Lahore can do the same, AI lights on 20 busiest Lahore junction, that will make an immense, massive reduction in the pollution. Moving on, what you can do. So, boycott polluters. Film and post violations. Email Chief Minister, Member of Parliaments. Donate a clean air NGO. Um, whosoever is interested or working in that region. So join protest and share this video. Maybe things start happening, and that's what we need to do. Until unless we act ourselves, things will not change, or if they change, they will take lifetime to do so. So while the Punjab EPA hasn't publicly published a ranked top list of polluters, I can share at least the top 5 based on credible investigative reports and pollution complaints. A definite list would need access to EPA's inspection data and fine records, ideally released via RTI, Right to Information. So, till that happens, the following top 5 categories are ranking industry type. Example based on media and your reports. One is the brick cleanse, unregistered, still using traditional methods. Steel re-rolling mills, especially in Shadara, Kot Lakhpat, are the number 2. Number 3, dyeing textile unit, Surrender Industrial Estate, Sheikhupura Belt. Number 4, illegal plastic recyclers burning plastic waste in suburb. And number 5, two-stroke rickshaw clusters, unregistered units in Bhatigate, Lariada, etc. But I understand, is boycotting practical? We understand not for everyone. Not everyone can afford to boycott a two-stroke ride in an emergency. This isn't about shaming the poor, it's about telling the big polluters either clean up or face a loss in public trust, reputation, and future business. Corruption in action. EPA officials take bribes. 70% of factories skip permission. Checks Dawn 2023. Only 2% of crop fire fines are actually collected. Punjab revenue leaks 2024. Police ignores illegal two strokes paid off by rickshaw lobby, approximately 300 million a year. Big amount. Sorry. VIP factories get pollution exemptions, zero accountability. So, who are these VIP factories? Owned by elite class. Yes, they are contributing towards providing employment as well. But does it give them the right to give employment and then make the other generation sick and go to the hospitals for um, that's a no no. So they need to be self corrective and moving towards the policy within their own factories, how they can reduce the pollution. Um, anyway, let me keep going instead of becoming too moral here. Park rupees 160 billion lost in bribes and missed fines is the World Bank study 2023. This isn't mere negligence, it's corruption driving pollution. Smog isn't just soot, it's stolen justice. Factories pay off inspectors to run filters only when cameras are watching. Landlords avoid crop burning fines with political connections. True stroke ban never enforced because the lobby bribe its way to immunity. This is not mismanagement, it's organized crime wearing a government badge. I hope government is not too angry. But these are the facts, which I have collected from the studies, both local Pakistanis and international organizations of repute. Until corruption is tackled, every law will act as a joke. So, ending the smog mafia, publish all EPA inspections online, reward whistleblowers, seize corrupt officials' assets, satellite tracked crop fines, name, shame, bribe. It can be done. If cities like Beijing, London, and Istanbul have brought their pollution level down, Lahore can too, but not without pressure. And that's where I want you, individuals, public of Lahore, to move. Share this video. Um, maybe download, and if cannot share, or um, promote it so that more the information is shared, the more awareness would be there and pressure would be there. Film expose violations, support clean air group. Your voice and vote counts. If you don't act now, we are not just breathing smoke, we are breathing betrayal to our next generation. Comment below if you like and suggest what other things you would like me to explore into or dive into. I'll be happy to do so. Till then, take care. All the best wishes for the betterment and future of Lahore. Khuda Hafiz. Goodbye.